Welcome back to the Bountiful Journey. The baby had been sick this week for a while, so I got her an appointment to get her checked out. She ended up having a really bad ear infection in one ear and the start of an ear infection in the other ear. So we got her on some meds, and now we're hoping for a happier baby. On this day, I decided to make some homemade bread to go with our dinner. This is my normal go-to recipe. I usually do about 2 tablespoons of instant yeast, mixed in with 3 cups of warm water. After I mix in the warm water, I then add honey. I don't really measure the honey. I just use about a tablespoon or 2, depending on how much honey I want to taste in the bread. Once I get that all dissolved in with the yeast, then I begin to add the flour. I do believe the recipe calls for about 7 to 8 cups worth of flour. I don't generally measure all the way up to 7 or 8 cups. So here I started with about 3 cups of flour, and this is whole wheat flour that I buy in bulk from Azure Standard. After that, then I added about a teaspoon worth of salt. After I mix that in, I usually use about 1/4 cup of oil. You can use any type of oil, olive oil, grapeseed oil, even melted coconut oil or melted lard. Here I'm using olive oil for my bread dough today. I don't mind making a whole wheat flour bread. My family prefers more of a white wheat bread though, so I kind of do a mixture of both white organic flour and wheat flour. After I added 3 cups of white flour, it became thick enough to be able to be kneaded on the counter. From there, I just continue to add a little bit of flour until it feels about the right consistency. I am no expert at making bread dough, and it's kind of a learning process and a feeling process when you're making it. You want it to be not too sticky, not too hard, and you want it to be kind of elastic, kind of where it bounces back when you feel it. So it's definitely been a learning process for me over the years, and I'm kind of at a place where my bread is to our liking. Once I get it to my liking of a consistency that I think it's ready, then I make it into a ball, and I stick it back in my bowl to let it rise until double in size. For an easy dinner, I stuck an old ham bone that had a lot of ham meat still left on it, that was in my freezer in the crock pot, with some navy beans to cook all day. I also added some of my homemade bone broth that I had canned into this pot as well. We currently have a new friend staying with us to see if she'd be a good fit for our family. So when my dough is ready, I shaped it into rolls, and here are my rolls right out of the oven. Here is our simple dinner of a ham and beans with fresh bread, and everyone got a mug of hot cocoa. We had some extremely cold temperatures over these past couple days. Winter has definitely arrived here in Indiana. Some of the kids enjoyed playing some card games with their dad during this cold day. My husband actually owns a book that tells us about different kinds of games that we can play with the family.